growing up, we were handed a booklet of life, and in that booklet it was, you get born, you go to primary school, you go to secondary school, you go to university, you come out, you get a job, you get married, the end. There's nowhere in there that tells you to explore your talents or to explore the world around you. Hi guys, and welcome back to Chat with Tiana. If this is your first time here, my name is Onyinye Ebong and I make videos to inspire and help you and I live our best lives. So do consider subscribing to this channel. On this channel we do vlogs, inspirational talk, and everything else that has to do with faith. So you are most welcome to join here. So in this video I'll be sharing 5 things that I will tell my 20-year-old self. 5 things that I will tell my 20-year-old self. If it's something that you want to find out, then please keep watching, and I promise it's going to be a fun video, trust me. So the number one thing that I will tell my 20-year-old self is to date, hang out. Back then in my 20s, I was so scared of dating, so scared of hanging out because of the stories your parents told you growing up, and they say, hey, if you have a boyfriend, the next thing you're going to get pregnant and all of that. So I was super scared of dating. So I literally had less than a handful of friends from the opposite sex. I think I had just 1 or 2 who were friends, in quote, like friends. So what I would tell my 20-year-old self is, it's okay to date, it's okay to hang out, it's okay to have friends from the opposite sex, and it goes for both guys and girls. It's okay to have friends from the opposite sex because you're building what's it called? That's how you build networks. That's how you build relationships that even last a lifetime. Even if you guys don't get intimate, you may still remain friends for life, and you never know who you're going to need in your future. So what I will tell my 20-year-old self is to date, hang out. It's okay to date. It's okay to have friends from the opposite sex. Okay, and the second thing that I will tell my 20-year-old self is, it's okay to look the way you look. It's okay to look the way you look. I know why I'm saying that. In my 20s, I was so body conscious. That was when I started having stretch marks on my arms in my 20s, and I was like, oh my god. Then I had these preposterous red lips that drove me crazy, and I was so body conscious in my school. When I was in secondary school, oh my god, my lips were always like this. Because I was so ashamed of my lips. They were actually bloody red, like really red. And then I had these stretch marks on my arms and behind my legs in my 20s. Yeah, because I was very, very skinny growing up. So as I got into my 20s, I started to put on some weight, and then the stretch marks just came. Voila. So imagine having stretch marks in your 20s. I was so body conscious. So what I would tell my 20-year-old self is, it's okay to look the way you look. God created you the way you are. Everything that's going on in your body is beautiful. Your lips are beautiful. Your thighs, your stretch marks are beautiful. Your hair is beautiful. Everything about you is beautiful. So what I will tell my 20-year-old self is, it's okay to look the way you look. You are beautiful just the way you are. So another thing that I will tell my 20-year-old self is, it's okay to not know what you want to be in life. In my 20s, I was so worried about what I was going to be, what my future was going to be like, because I wanted to be a doctor starting off. My dad wanted me to be a doctor. But as I finished my secondary school, you know what? I just had this feeling that I was called into communication. I was called into the media. And I told my dad that I wanted to go back and do literature and English so I could go in for communications instead. And my dad was like, you're crazy, because I was a science student and I was pretty good at science, if I say so myself. Well, it wasn't very clear to me what I was going to do with media and writing and all of that. So what I would tell my 20-year-old self is, it's okay to be confused. It's okay to not know what you want to be. But as your years evolve, as you evolve into an adult, definitely things will start to become clear. So don't beat yourself up if you're in your 20s and you still don't know what your future, you still don't have a clear picture of what your future might be like, or you still don't have a clear picture of what you want to be. Just don't beat yourself up about it. It will come to you. It will come to you as you grow older, as you evolve. Don't worry. Yeah, so another thing that I will tell my 20-year-old self is to experiment. Now, when I say experiment, I mean delve into different things. Delve into if things around you, they might not interest you at that time, but they might be helpful for you and to you in the future. So what I would tell my 20-year-old self is to experiment. Delve into different things. Delve into sewing, delve into tech, delve into data science, delve into makeup, delve into photography. Just dabble. In your 20s, you have all the time in the world to dabble into things. Try your hands on so many different things, and you'll never know which one you might be very good at that would serve you later when you get older. So don't be scared to experiment, is what I would tell my 20-year-old self. Best believe that. And another thing that I would tell my 20-year-old self is to keep a journal. When I look back at my 20s and I think of all the amazing memories that I had in my 20s, man, I wish I had kept a journal. It would have made for a very, very interesting book by now. So what I would tell my 20-year-old self is keep a journal. It doesn't have to be like a physical book. It could be on your phone. You have the notebook app on your phone, or it could be on your computer. Just take note as life goes, as you go on in life in your 20s and you get older. Keep a journal. I'm telling you, you would appreciate it in your 40s, in your 50s, when you bring it out to read and be like, what? Has this been my life all this while? You know? So one thing I would tell my 20-year-old self is to keep a journal of life, a life journal. I would call it a life journal. Yeah, life journal. Keep a journal of life journal. Yeah. So another thing that I will tell my 20-year-old self is that God and church is not just for old people. You need to find God, because when you find God, you find yourself. So in your 20s, it should be the time that you seek God, seek to know him better, seek to serve him. It's not just for old people when you're old and gray and you say start to serve God. Whatever service you render to God in your 20s, it comes. So even the Bible says that you should seek God while it is day, while you're still young and agile and have all of the energy. It's the time to seek God, to get to know him better, to serve him and find your purpose in him, because he created you, so he knows what you were created to be. So when you find God, you find yourself. So in your 20s, it should be the time like never before that you seek God and seek to know him and know yourself, because in knowing him, you are knowing yourself. So that is one thing that I would tell my 20-year-old self. It's not for old people. Young people need to seek God too, and especially when they're in their 20s. Yeah. One last thing that I would tell my 20-year-old self is to travel. See the world, explore the world around you as much as you can afford it. Travel, experience new cultures, make new friends, meet new people. It doesn't have to be expensive. If you're in Nigeria, you could visit the neighboring states around you. Just go on a 2-day trip or 3-day trip. It doesn't have to be outside the country, but if you can afford it, outside the country, travel, see the world, experience new cultures, experience life in totality, responsibly though. Responsibly. So what I would tell my 20-year-old self is, don't live in that 20-year-old cocoon. Travel, explore, see the world around you. And I will also tell my 20-year-old self that you're not too young to be global. You're not too young to be global when you're in your 20s. If God makes it possible for you to be able to discover your purpose early and make something of yourself, don't hide yourself. Don't hide out. Don't think you're too young. You're never too young to be a world-class phenomenon. You're never too young to be celebrated. So what I would tell my 20-year-old self is that you are never too young to excel. The final thing that I will tell my 20-year-old self is live, girl, live responsibly, but live. You know, as African children growing up, we were handed a booklet of life, and in that booklet it was, you get born, you go to primary school, you go to secondary school, you go to university, you come out, you get a job, you get married, the end. There's nowhere in there that tells you to explore your talents or to live, explore the world around you. There's nowhere in there that tells you to do that. So what I will tell my 20-year-old self is to live, go out, see the world, do things that make you happy responsibly. I keep saying responsibly, but live. Life is fleeting, guys, in case you haven't realized it. Life is fleeting. So what I will tell my 20-year-old self is to live life to the fullest. Yeah, live, just live. Now I want you to tell me one thing that you will tell your 20-year-old self if you had the chance. Imagine that I was your 20-year-old self. Tell me one thing that you will tell your 20-year-old self, and let's chat in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoy bringing it to you, and I will see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe, like, and share, and God bless you.